Due to the strong dark feelings, I just couldn't read anymore of the arguments supporting the Rtvik Ras side. But I did think about the issue because it was being discussed a lot amongst the devotees at the time. So I came to the conclusion, though, that if a guru isn't living, he can't make the decision to accept or reject a new disciple. My conclusion was you can't just force a guru to accept you as their disciple, whether they're present or not. And if that guru is no longer present and living, where they can make that final decision to accept you, then you can't force them to accept you as their disciple. Without researching it any further, just on the basis of that argument alone, I concluded that the ongoing Rtvik system was totally bogus. In the fall of 1996, I then wrote an article presenting this argument. I argued that you can't force Srila Bhaktisiddhanta to accept you since he isn't present to make that decision. If you could, then why just take Srila Prabhupada as your guru through this Rtvik system? If you can force Srila Bhaktisiddhanta to Saraswati to be your guru, then you'd become Srila Prabhupada's godbrother, not his disciple. You'd actually become a senior Vaishnava to all of the other ISKCON gurus. But then why settle for just Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati? Why not force Srila Bhaktivinoda to accept you? And if you could become a direct disciple of Srila Bhaktivinoda, then even Srila Prabhupada's guru will bow down to your feet. But then why stop there? Why not force Srila Rupa Gosvami or Nityananda or Sri Gauranga directly? If you could force Madhavendra Puri to accept you as his disciple, then even Lord Chaitanya will offer you all respects as being as being on the same level as his Mahaguru. Or Vyasadev or Narad Muni, then you'd be the senior Vaishnava to all the other acharyas in the disciplic line. Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas of our entire Sampradaya would respect you as most senior to them. You could be equal to the most elevated of all saints of the Vedic times. My article centered around that one argument, showing how ridiculous this idea was. The article strongly condemned the fallacy of the idea of accepting an ongoing Rtvik representative after Samadhi system. I said it was just absolute nonsense and totally bogus, and argued that such a ridiculous, bogus idea cannot be allowed to contaminate the members of ISKCON.